Hey everyone, welcome back to My Time Movie Network. Today we are going to be featuring Dreya Weber. She is the lead and creative force behind the upcoming feature, The Aerialist. I'm especially thrilled that I got the opportunity to be in the movie and to train with her. We will be talking all about the movie, and we just might be doing some aerial work too.
I got into aerial as deeply as I have and as continuously have because of the sense of freedom and strength and joy and ecstasy that it imparts for me. And then it makes me want to share it with other people. When I was a kid, I was like a tree climbing kid, a little reckless, like jumping off roofs. But I remember specifically one of my best friends had basement stairs that didn't have walls beside them. And there was a twin bed mattress at the bottom. And we used to do contests where we would start on the first step and jump off and do a dive roll. And then we would go up a step and then do another one and then go up a step. And the whole contest was how high up can you go before you freak out. Why did I think of that? I don't know, but it leads somewhere. I think it leads to the discovery of the air because when I was a kid, I was really enthusiastic about dance and gymnastics, but I wasn't very good. And I knew I wasn't good because I crashed and burned a lot. I was visiting my sister in Bloomington, Indiana, and we were riding bikes through the neighborhood and through the trees in this kind of humble working class neighborhood. I saw a massive flying trapeze rig. And it was just this community ragtag circus that this amazing woman named Bernadette Pace had put together. And so I started going there and I had all this gymnastic and dance training. But all of a sudden, everything I had always done, including diving down the steps when I was a kid, made sense. I was always trying to be in the air. The inspiration for The Aerialist came from many different directions. The desire to continue the story of the gymnast, of Jane Hawkins, who was a competitive gymnast who had to end her career very early because of injury. Ned Farr, who directed and wrote the screenplay for The Aerialist. He and I had talked a lot over the years about the idea of a continuing story because there's sort of an open end and why tell that story. And so as I continued being an aerialist who had been a competitive gymnast, there were more and more story elements that showed up that we thought could be really fun for a film, illustrating the risk that the aging body can add to a long career, the conundrums of being a professional dancer, the shelf life of a dancer, which I witness constantly in teaching aerial choreography for pop tours and everything else. So it started to feel like there was a real world. So these are braided aerial silks. It's a really wonderful combination of science and dance because the science part is building force. Okay, so I'm building up the centrifugal force right now. So I want to be as big as I possibly can in the air. And then when I pull it in, I'm trying to feel where the center is. And then when I open again, it stops it. So this is a double stag. That's good. This is a split. If I bring my legs together, it'll come into a pencil spin. And then I can go back to a double stag and come down. I liked teaching with a little space for people trying to figure it out for themselves. I don't remember that. Yeah.
Yes, you definitely allow space for the artist to step into their own, to like take initiative in learning the craft. You would give a flow, but you wouldn't give like the detailed on how to do something. You would let someone use their body and try to figure it out through their own body, which is really interesting.
Actually, that states it really well because what I know also is that you can do something and you can try to replicate what I do, or I can tell you, but your body's going to feel it in a completely different way that I will never know. You're the only one who knows. So double stag, big high back leg attitude. So what's so beautiful about the body in the air is this feeling of floating and dancing in space. So now straighten your legs in a split first. There you go, in a split, nice and slow. Now slowly bring them together and bring your arms across the chest. Almost. And open to a double stag again. Beautiful. And float her down. Beautiful, and find the ground. Beautiful.
I went to a Cher concert and I saw all the dancers were doing these incredible silks. And I was like, well, why isn't a singer doing that? Dreya Weber was one of Cher's aerialists, and I met her and said, will you teach me what you do?
Now sing.
Where there is desire, there is
Come on.
be a flame.
Come on.
There is a flame, someone's bound to get burned.
Because you've trained celebrities, pop stars, dancers, actors, like you all across the board.
Yeah.
With Pink and
Yeah.
Cher and Rihanna and Katy Perry and so many more. Like, how do you go about when you're going to train someone like that?
Usually with a pop star, the time is like you have this much time.
Mm-hmm.
With Pink at this point, because we've done so much, it's a little different because she and I will work alone together. Like she understands the time that is necessary, but there's never enough time.
Mm-hmm.
The pressure's on a pop star, on any but Katy Perry, Pink, Cher. They have this much time in a day and 500 million people want a piece of that time.
Mm-hmm.
So for me to get an hour and a half of time, it's generally less. Pink's the exception because she does full numbers in the air.
Now, when you first transitioned into performing aerial work, do you remember what was your first show or first artist you performed with?
At the medals ceremony for the 2002 Olympics.
Oh my gosh,
Which
Dreya.
was so fun and so hilarious and also frickin' freezing.
Sure.
Salt Lake City in the winter, so we were doing aerial silks and it was 5 below zero.
That's
It was
so dangerous.
terrifying because your hands don't work. So I was the aerial choreographer, aerial performer, and a dancer for Cher's first farewell tour, which was 2002 to 2005.
Mm-hmm.
During the time of that tour, the kind of bonding that happened between the 8, then 6 dancers/aerial performers was really profound.
Mm-hmm.
And just like any relationship full of conflict and love and miscommunication and confusion and love and reconciliation and fighting and all the rest of it. So we thought that would be a great anchor to the story because it also started to introduce this idea of the shelf life of the professional dancer because a fair amount of the dancers on that tour had been high-level dancers for almost 2 decades.
Mm-hmm.
But as a dancer in the professional world, you don't gain value as you age because you become smarter and you value yourself and your contribution more, and then you start to fight for your value, and then you become a liability because there are a million dancers over your shoulder waiting for that first job.
Right. And essentially in the movie, you're the lead and you're preparing talent to go on tour again, right?
Yes.
So it kind of mirrors some of your experience with
Yes.
Cher,
Yes.
right? Where it's like kind of some of the dancers who had been around for a couple of the tours were going
Yes.
back, and then there's a new director, right, that comes
Yes.
in and hires new talent.
Yes.
And, the training itself we did for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Leading up to the movie, and you trained, as you're saying, you trained several of the dancers and actors who were not aerialist how to do aerial. And I remember during that process, because I also was trained by you, that there were some people in the beginning that quit. They were like, this is too hard.
Yeah.
This is too challenging. But the process itself it really did, like you were saying, it brought like this camaraderie of the cast that then translated on the screen.
Yeah.
Because everyone had this like very intimate, like we've been through trial together. We were bonded emotionally and physically. And then we were able to really bring that. You really brought that to light.
And you're a professional dancer, right?
Yes.
So being a professional dancer is certainly rigorous and hard work. But being in the air adds a level of disorientation. I want to be a happy old person. I really do. Like, I really do. I think about it a lot. I want to be able to become.
You're going to be in the air still.
I do want to be in the air.
Gonna be-
I want to be 80 and in the air. Why shouldn't human beings see that? Why shouldn't we get to explore that? People should see that. Everybody should see that. Everybody should like go, oh, I could do that. My favorite scene in the movie is hands down the finale scene. All of the different work and all of the different people and all of the love shows up on screen. And it's a microcosm and a macrocosm of what it is to make art and film. And that is the biggest set day we have ever had. on films that we've made. Ned and I have made 3 films together. To have that many people and a production number of that size with that many elements with all of those constraints. Because in the story, I have to witness it because I'm injured at that moment. Every element coming together is so beautifully done. It's so beautiful. So proud of us.
There's the scene where Taylor and Paige come up, and which are the new young girls who don't have any really aerial experience, and they come up and you put us on the cube, which is this big apparatus that is a cube and it's high up and it spins, and we have to go on it, and then you spin us. At the end, I jump off and go and throw up because it was so intense. And like when we were preparing for that scene and some of the other scenes with the Lyra, I had to have a garbage can next to me because I would get the spins and I would vomit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, you know, kept on the low key, but yeah.
Just dug into the role so deep.
I was doing my Meisner, my character work. But yeah, that was really honestly hilarious and fun to do like the throw up scene and be like, yeah, this is actually kind of real for me.
Oh, it
was intense.
I feel so bad when I watch that scene because my character's kind of mean. And I do something that I wouldn't do in life, really, which is create a situation where probably people aren't going to do too well.
Well, I was being a little bit of a diva, so I think it humbled me. I think it was good. It was good humbling. Sometimes you got to get that.
It's a story about resilience, trying to hold complexity and still fighting for resilience. And I think that's our job in life for ourselves and for the people around us.
Thank you so much, Dreya, for bringing me in your studio. Oh, I can't wait for everyone to see The Aerialist on My Time Movie Network.
My Time Movie Network.